ho omo concerns a e wo se ehwe ne ye ka na EIU reporting so aba enti aye ni twabutu ye hwe report ne ka ne wi a ne ahwe ye didie mu nso hia pa na ya hwe no nso ho asama kan na no nso kre kan economy ne ho enti hwe report ne mu bi enti ye be hwe no nso ne akanti se sia yi die ye ba be hwe EIU reporter 13th April no wo mu de ba na se ne na wo hwe pe na ne ye ko Easter nti NM se jam e ko hwe fridge mti free binada ne die ene kakra na aponi aba esi economic intelligence unit for wo de omo 5-year forecast about Ghana ba eno omo se de MCO ye sikasem no ebe ye kakra na titiro ento asa afi ne nko na wie ye ne de na dollar no ye yi si di best nson ne akire mpeso aba aduo wotwe nson a ne enya dollar baako eno so kure bi si da bi enye no kure enye accurate edi enti na enye accurate na the political analyst wa hede onu obi ya no amayen na report ne say kan say Owura Mahama say NDC say wo mo chance pa emom say omo edi Owura Mahama ba emom omo chance ne yiso omo yi Owura Mahama free ho eno so amanfo na say ade ne de it say MPP for kraka say NDC we ni enye news the ebe news any say MPP mo be break 8 because at the constitution is say 4-year term. Now so Ghana for ankasa aye say every 8 years be on beka say eye. We di kakra tranche na onua so me di kakra. Enti say yes anso dia ene yes a na be kono. Ebi nso say there bio. Omo so Owura Mahama ba dia emwa omo kra o ene eho ensensem. Onum wie no onum say aban so dia say so ye ni inflation nso dwane dodo. Enti ni nyina na yaka bomu anse ya ene Owura Joseph Bawa or your political science lecturer University of Ghana omrai na yenhwe report yi mu enkomo ebi se bi eji report ni tumi bi nso say yentumi nyentum na wo mabo e de egu enchen enti ye ba behwe EIU report no ebre mu na mom mame na kuyaski sase se wa mame pencil nkroma pencil fefefe ene eye ahwene pankasa wo dia joso no amamie tete de na akwa ase aba no puff hands ani ka se na minim se wo fia ya wontuma ifata kuyaskis ne pam mamie pacha wo so frɛ kuyaskis a obedwudwa style bia bi occasion bia friend 020 836 4729 020 836 4729 na kuyaskis enwudwa na Instagram ne Facebook ho kuyaskis KUYASKIS obehunu so ewo ACP Estate Junction ne Sanobo na ne ho so hapa afi mamenko mira ne ho no mu ya wo ye PhD candidate na sisi idea oye political science lecturer wo University of Ghana. Bawa, good morning.
Morning.
Nampumwe. What is that? Good morning. I say you be camera for ana.
O dey be twi there.
O ya dey.
Umami twi Bible make am as see ah.
Sa na ye. Na mpacho school mu boko.
Na me adom.
Ye da senso sa no pe waje en so papa. First of all, me wo gidie say wanya kwan ahwe report ni mu. Enti general overview or report ni won say.
So sir Osha, I think I share some of the key highlights of the report and we will give the theoretical and then the academic explanation to what is happening, the reality. And the report, I think it's timely, at least 2022, and elections, 2024. So findings now, obviously it will be between NDC and then the MPP. They are the front horses in Ghana's politics so far as elections are concerned. If you limit it to the Fourth Republic, and I think it's been the reports somehow to a large extent reflects the reality. So most of the times people doubt research. That's I'm out for and we ABI on pay crofo on pay party na sem and on pay mutia abino those things. I think now Ghanaians we have to appreciate research when it comes. Let's look at the findings. The omo can sanity na
research a free Ghana na baby
no baby me patch say in Ghana particular because our bontia people trust it. Say ebia enka say ebia BBC e de bibia ba. Ye gidi de ka say okay say be UTV. If you I want to use it as an example. We don't trust our own.
Okay.
And research in general is research, and that's the reason why the developed countries, they are developing and they are where they are.
But say nipa na na
yeah, and they are all right.
1820.
Yeah, say nipa na and they are biases any na we just have to just a little education about so that I'm saying this because in Ghana we are polarized. Enti say enti say ba ebia enya mama krampo say ebia a particular group of people who are either sympathizers or supporters of any of the parties. Bibi onoma they wouldn't agree and they have
sure say what be even about this.
Yes, and I make a
report
because there has been series of those things. Ono the one shall say ono the hair sometimes mo pese mo higher keke. But it is not the intention of every research institute, podcast science department, sometimes CDD, 18 the name aba, especially say into parties in tuning no. This is about time we should even take advantage of these things and then see what we can go in line with the report or what might not be in line with the report. But whichever way, let's maximize the benefits.
Okay.
Now, so generally, I think the report is a reflection of.
Okay. Okay, so what's your key area? Okay,
yes.
A reflection of the air course society.
Yes, especially
it's
some of the
OJ reports in the tomb.
Oh yes, as a podcast scientist, me will say, I cannot just go against the report.
Okay.
Because what is happening, the observation,
and yes, I will go against too, but open say reports, can't say the near grounds. Said you
yes, as a neutral person, I'm here as a neutral person. So I think some people wouldn't be maybe wouldn't fall in love with the report.
Okay.
Others also fall in love with it. Okay. But the fact of the matter is that let's sit down and analyze. It is all to the benefit of Ghana. Okay. And it's a report, why not what should I say or be no create confusion. Confusion but it will affect the organizations itself.
I see.
So both parties, NPP, NDC, Diabano and Ghanaians are multi-SCR. Yen share the air coso. So report no. And sometimes I'm for
but all share reports in no. Before I be curious in Soprano, quite almost fast so omo year because what I say a reflective reality. Quite almost fast so omo year no. Any omo kasa ye said the research method nene keka ho no. Ejina ne na so.
Research methodology. Dear Meno as a podcast scientist, social scientist, what makes podcast science a science and other social sciences and say it is systematic. In methodology it cannot be absolute. There are always weaknesses in methodology. Sometimes finance, sometimes timing. Nina eba into play so that amount for they can have the justification to either maybe question the methodology or not. Nina a process, so it is not absolute. So they themselves can acknowledge because in can report no by and carefully ubusa because they were on the field and we are analyzing what
they have done.
Okay. In Tomakasa will acknowledge that sene methodology sene per se say this were some of the weaknesses. But overall you have to make sure that the weakness in the methodology wouldn't affect the outcome of the work. Okay. As it can be 100% kind of acceptance But for me, I think once they have a methodology,
100% a 10%.
No, it could be in social science here or 95% level of confidence.
Okay.
So at least there will be maybe 5% no could be prone to errors. Okay. Errors honum. Maybe sometimes crampo u key be a 1 obeti key B and 2 errors honum until you leave that 5% maybe for errors. But at least 95%, we should have that level of confidence. I see. As an institution, a research-based institution, on my side, I trust their expertise.
Okay. I think key points are
okay. Until me measure from the podcast science perspective.
Okay.
So I can say economics. Almost a dollar no base me dollar and say same day. Meet me predict. No, they be. If I'm hoping, but send how to predict it. Into podcast science, I mean, as a social scientist, they make me predict outcomes. But in podcast science, say your podcast economy.
Okay.
Course university. Uko university biya because untimi ni amanyosem and free economics cra me petwi
me cra me
oh okay nti I want for be say there obi Ghana de ye na yete nyame adom ye na o ka say economy obi be ti say e bia ka sikasem ane ejumansem
okay
ejumansem ane sikasem ade a ye be ya disika beba nti ka social de obeka so no de school.
Okay.
And maybe church issues, religion.
Okay.
But economic, you can say we economics are at least basic understanding, no? Talking about resources and me say for the common Ghanaian to understand. Ejumasem any idea be a ska eba. Into you can say E-levy say. We can say it has issues to do with economics. Say because say about taxi mumu. Ene sane maniema no enti the maker ina say untimi enyi amanyosem free economics, like you can't separate politics from economics.
Okay.
Enti say government bia obeba opese onbebu oman so no ena ade enti a ade potia since the Fourth Republic and this any NPP, they have been the alternatives. And NDC NP because they have the resources, and that's the economic might.
Okay.
And he said, one resources no so untimi o campaign crampo ebeyedin.
I see.
Untimi influence. And you need that political power to control resources.
Okay. And
he said, oba na yato abana ma na oba beye we are. You have to know how to balance political power because now or that political power to control resources.
Okay.
And it's only na I make cancer political economy ne bro for kesi no.
All right.
And so EU report no. So as a political scientist, you cannot separate EIU, Economic Intelligence Unit. And untimi and separate omo because we the economics. Osha they do with economics. Yes. And American and American say that political economy no into okadala no say NDC no at NPP because amanyosema na into you can separate this. Okay. So economic you have that political power as a government. And it's economic issues no say on tackle it will affect the political power and even the stability of the nation.
Okay. To one key point, economy and politics and
my mention the main highlight in this year. I didn't tell me the dollar and buy now. I won't say your campaigner, campaign pay. Oh, you're going to arrest the dollar. That's the way inflation rates about a cough from anyway now because me now no measure or level of maybe popularity. Now I share the AC because enya enka onka So yours is to come and improve. And Uba na say enema no change here. People will start doubting what you said.
Okay.
And for politicians here, and there may be on vote, no, but when the reality comes to, they will have to adjust and look at the situation.
Okay.
In Tiano, the conclusion is NDC has the
2024
they have the chance, and then they said it's slim. The summary almost say slim.
Okay.
And some almost share the summary. No, it's a slim.
Slim then.
To say to say we are not expecting to say the 2016 there now.
President Akufo-Addo.
Boom no. Yes, but among for Subeka, so intina almost share the potential flag bearer.
Okay.
I'll be contested.
NDC side, okay.
On a fundamental note, without anyone reading such a report, it wouldn't be anything different. Because so like you said, no, yes, okay. Kobisa me mami bi abrewa bi kura MPP ni NDC, Osha 2024, we say, and I say we are matina so in premier no. Until I say omonko no be embra.
Okay.
So it is gradually becoming institutionalized in the minds of Ghanaians. Okay. The lottery say wabano watina so we ni there when you are to kono be embra.
Okay.
So they are looking at it in line with parties but not personalities. Entina 2012 His Excellency Nyamefa Nekra NC Atamils. Obaya one to me and the term the first time cry President Mahama Ebedi no. Into a no or complete that term, that 8 years term.
Okay.
With the 2012 what elections.
Okay.
Because areas no say because I want them to also another chance. Unfortunately 2016 where then Olusuye. So people were not looking at Mahama as a person who can have another chance to at least have another 4 years. But they were looking at the party. Say, okay, now say what now say NDC for now the Omatina 1 term and then the other term to 2 terms to Omonko.
Okay.
Yes, into the other way.
That's a Ghana for no.
So it's becoming
2 term next one. And you need power.
David. Almost share the party.
Because I can't say I share personalities and so say anything.
And I make a say,
where you be money for where you soon wow, a cocoa when any my feel.
And put the key topic. So okay, say with the
now me for personality and so
and then I'm going to patch say to say President Mills personality account but personality what I mean here is that constitutionally you're told president you as a person you can't exceed 2 terms.
2 terms. Yes, that's true.
And that is where I'm talking I'm bringing the personality issue.
Okay.
Saying President Mills honum and also ba 2012 so I complete we in Tiafa say Ghana for because we ni 20 we ni term no but Mahama also a contested beam no award chance.
Okay.
Our chance at least no survey on survey constitutionally on survey term in we as a person as a president. But the political party and na in the person of the president and Mills. So a party can even obey me as I say NPP person break that 8 years genes. It's the party after
and
8 years
person.
Yes. Inti say
na make say Ghana bi o mo hwe person nso
no and I make
person nkwa na o mo hwe
and me patch say I'm bringing this element because of the personality of Mahama here.
Okay.
We at least was survey or additional 1 term.
Okay.
And it's na made no ebem no ko beka say na say because normally when you are working the amount forecast na say watena your friend is saying Akonyano so nti debe no sa pe biem So, now the headache for the NDC now, I'll come to the NPP.
Okay.
The headache because of the key highlight there. Say they have that chance, but there's a condition, and the condition is that former President, His Excellency Mahama, shouldn't lead the party.
Okay.
Now the question is, who, apart from President Mahama, His Excellency, with the president, they say once a president, always a president, but His Excellency, former president, I say, almost say only belly deal, say only deal. But obviously, he has the highest chance of leading the party, whatever.
But others in Swaba.
Others were on, but obviously because the common, you can say, foot soldier cry, and the common party supporter, in him say Mahama, because he is marketable for now.
Okay.
This intinana amount for so no from Nka 2020 elections, you know, the Nka, that was the best opportunity. Nka NDC would have maybe brought a new face.
Okay.
2020 elections, you know, was what, but the only thing was the running mates and prof say okay that gender dimension. So now the NDC for Republic. So I know there even within NDC for one, because almost say Amboamo.
Oh,
but at least they've made history.
But you for so and kind no crowd there.
And put the encounter.
O man can say running mates. So your bar now say if you are not politically very active.
Yeah, exactly. But
rather no, almost say some mood the nipa way dia. Enkoye mam.
And I make her say, sad time no. From that time now, I almost started MP Obia. Okay, so some of us were making the argument that NDC can start looking beyond President Mahama.
Okay.
So
after
that
time being, and as
no 2020 no 2020 elections.
Oh,
no.
I see.
Say, at least the running mate in the Krampo should be someone who can even, in the absence of Mahama, can be marketable.
Okay.
Well, it will bring some kind of transition. Say, oh, okay, so at least not President Mahama, only prof. Yeah, mami, and another contest. So, it say Mahama, yeah, I'm for said based on the recommendation. Say, yeah, the President Mahama Kone Behaya, and the infant vice now, the only contesting.
The running mate.
Now, so the challenge here too is that when Mahama was a certain president, he lost, and it is history now so far as the Fourth Republic is concerned, and even from period that night there constitutional elections, you know, say certain president. Olusuya, the loss was very abysmal. Now, so Oba as opposition
said, yeah, I institutionalized over for Ghana for him, say. And then I kept saying, say, but they look at personalities, you know. I will say, every time be a Ghana for Nancy, oh, we are the first one.
And to my
second party, no, a year. On
as a person, who say,
on yeah, and feel because na party ne dini 8 years, no brand.
Yes, exactly. But the parties and they are normal. Say, we President Kufuor there no one year. They do honor now call and will be by. The parties I'm looking at. Say,
President Mahama, Eddie just 4 years or one term pa. It was bound to happen because party no mum extra 8 years.
Exactly. And I can say until 2024, everybody say. I'm off with Rebecca say, oh, necessary NDC now never sababi.
Okay.
But the argument I'm making here
but
is that.
But then my report in the ABB, yes. Say if NDC now never baby, then it doesn't matter why the baby party name because I Ghana for it is oh we had 4 years back or 4 years me you know your man international kakra na your man in your imra and your NDC MPP and your man NDC imra but here you say and found one say. Or more such chance, you know, if they go with the same person.
And I mean, making the argument say, all certain presidents, you know, Olusuye, and your news.
Okay.
But the news has to be with the margin are always here. One margin, and I make us say it was a bit small, monumental defeat of the NDC. It was bound to happen. Say, they will lose, and they will lose. But what is now historic, so far as presidential elections in Ghana is concerned, with under the Fourth Republic, was the margin Odilusuye. But 2020, or contested as opposition leader, no. On the performance, no. Also, it was very close. Now, Bebrizu said they didn't trust the electoral process, and then they had to go to court. And at the end of the day, I should say court. It really say.
But then again, also analysts more can say when a party or one second term or be community or money home modern, that's omukano maka say look at 2008 NPP dear now. So although time be chere say you know and so no kra no ekusi say
yes but say
2012 e wo mu say President Akufo-Addo share the margin then candidate Akufo-Addo or they born in home modern and so still lanko ye then 2016 it was that massive. Intiano so almost a trend more analyst for ya. Must say a trend say party no one second term no on sheda nyade. Inti say if President Mahama as a candidate in 2020 or by anymore, it was normal. And now
it was normal. But the argument is that I didn't say me emphasize President Mahama no the recommendation of the EIU. On the now because the center stage now has to do with Mahama.
Okay.
And I'm patch say with all say now onya ade because now everyone say so many names opposition say Santana NDC NPP opposition. Say onya ade shape no ye say. Or mean really it more terms are now omode emano.
Okay.
But with all that anama for so can say oh okay now ne Intimate percentage no ehia pa olusu ye no no yeah, that is our interest.
Okay.
Now with all the previous me amount for bakers ebia one born homodin na olusu ye with that percentage no margin no.
Okay.
Now so still NDC for edene ba biem and also sometimes no so it has to want to that finish that term because sa history no and then NDC and some person can say oh okay yan kwa ya ban na we president we or no wantimi anya full terms.
Okay.
So one they don't want it to be like some kind of it they will see it like it's not an accomplishment for them as a party at least yes.
Okay.
Not he alone himself as a person and then the party too. Now obi ana onye yesusu say wan born homodin olusu you shall lose no and the reason why the NPP also did well because the expectations if you look at the campaign message the expectation was very high in terms for now so okay now so I try amount for because okay it was out of sympathy amount for because okay osha ne records with previous government attorney general very kind of or you'll be a human rights nema in anti or experience into yama no kwan na ombra into time ni na no nka bibi sa nka man for NDC for NPP for so beka say primaries nka beka say no na basa into or the MOB from bra but that time too could have been a headache for they would have made a mistake in time for we say no this person is not giving up until ocean a campaign message you know the so it was the likelihood of Nana winning was very high.
Okay.
But the percentage, is where the arguments must be focused.
Okay.
Until with all that margin, any 2020, margin is SIA close. So it raises some questions.
Some questions need to raise because wire won't find to hold their bay. Then suffice to say, and the EIU report, Oman can ye.
Oma,
because if onipa no okay fine or power wanya ade. But to co position no why ade e na wa kan answer say yenhwe percentage enti say hwe percentage and you no born home
and I say
enti so born home dey be then a report na ka say well irrespective so born home day 2020 year you know mu the neighbor 2024 mo chances slim
and I make say now say obi fufro so omo recommendation all right but NDC as a party me as an maybe a neutral person analyst
you know.
That is what I'm looking at party politics.
Okay.
Right? So the challenge here now is he is a person who has the resources. Because you need leadership. That's where the personality comes.
Other ones are
yes, I'm out for honor, but at least President Mahama still looks popular.
Okay.
And among for Becca's AB at that time looking at, and they also take advantage of the situation now.
Okay.
Almost in a year. Then you say, see, Moshe the AC.
Okay.
Oh, and you now maybe to some extent have some kind of coverage and a leverage. Say, okay, me and almost same year they know. Moshe to see the AC because
so
that
comparison.
And Tisana amount for air cancer see.
Okay.
But what the EIU,
what did they
what
recommend?
NDC must also think is about the future of the party.
Sesen
says, see, I know, young fans say, wa contest 2024, and Mahama, we win it. Young fans say, we win it. That is, I'm just making that assumption, we win it. We win a term. And see, Obifu for neighbor. And I say, it be depending on the running mates are being say okay or now we does it happen that way?
That's almost
yeah, because there has been but it hasn't really been that way. The only thing I make us say sometimes people say that among for say way was a lucky president, Mahama.
Okay.
Because at that time he was a vice and then Prince Mills died once in government. And then he had to take over because he was a vice. So into primaries ni na no cry no.
Even way before then, so I drew declarations. And
some Mills
and so your vice and obey.
And also I know that kind of that argument is a different way kakra. Because Mills there no no matter that federal declaration no crampo brought and up to date. Na until say
enka say Owura Mahama na eba ne running mate no onhwe no nsesa na na I'm not recommending for. I think that the party should look at the future of the party.
Yes,
that's even if yeah to abano 2024 that's what we near or everyone yes why not succession plan
no and I just said the argument I'm making is say Yama example, so it's not always the case because Osha Kufuor time they say Aliu Mahama because Kufuor too did well and then the baby be an honor Aliu Mahama win vice and but what happened at the primaries?
Okay.
So enti obetime the international American say in 2016 2020 elections they say you know and so they should look at running mates. Now running mates are not supposed to just be like it is about time political parties look at running mates. Is it for strategic? Yes,
president.
Because it should be a potential president because you're vice president.
Okay.
And say,
but what did EIU recommend saying this for if on person win the 2024 elections?
So my recommendation there is centers around the running mate now.
President or running mate?
No, the president. Yeah. Sorry, it's the president, and they will give the recommendation, and it's for you, the party, to look at it and see whether it will be good for you or not.
If we say from now till December 2024, no, you will be in fear and omo recommendation omo report you abantem do because in politics, partisan politics, 6 months of correcting the changes back.
And I make us say, and I say the voting behavior, and because in social science, you know, I share the object of study has been the human being.
Okay.
And you cannot predict the behavior of every human. Obeka se metu se sia. By the way, bit me as a
okay.
And this amount focus floating voters. And I must so no one because say okay, I will be to say rational voters.
Okay.
And say okay theories of voting. Then I'm amount for etuaba to say we party identification. Obi ono ma meto aba ama NDC. If you say me busu mu no, ye wo meto sa party ni.
And say no no ye pure party.
And I make a partisan we know say with party identification.
Okay.
Obi ono so sociological. Me to man if you say oye mi kromuni.
Okay.
We are from the same region.
Okay.
Obi so ono ma ba ku bi on so ma mo ka say we the rational. Into ono de no onhwe sa party lines say you will to NDC and NPP. But in Ghana, the dominant model I want honum to see no. But also the last one also ideological and also because we be vote based on ideologies.
Okay.
But the dominance now has to be the party identification.
Okay.
Enti nipa no the odebaba bia no why na adwen say ono de obeto abama NDC, obeto abama NPP. Omo honum sa enti na you share the swing regions na are those who normally influence elections.
Okay.
Whether NPP will win or NDC will win, the swing regions normally, but there were some regions behind the head or more honor. The Americans say into the report of the become because of the IE. I'm used to that one. And EIU Siano. Obiaka say it's too early there. I wouldn't agree with them.
Sir.
Because they are not looking at party interest.
No, but any party election. Yeah,
election, yes.
Interest.
So Osha, one of the key where reforms are and NPP it also helped them in winning their elections. You know, they brought some internal party reforms that you have to start say with flag bearer starting 10
Okay.
Well,
that is if Omu opposition, right?
Yes, opposition.
It said 2 years.
Yes, it helped them. I'll be time. And even
candidate.
Yes, me now on or the you start early. When you start early, recommendations now, so you have more time. So this is what the recommendation of is saying. So what can we do?
Okay.
Almost for.
Okay.
You can do your internal research.
Okay.
Because every party they have their internal research units. So how is it? Let's look at what will be the reality.
Okay.
Now, so say if it will help, then say
and it said you can assess no. Instead say parties like oh you need to no. Ebe boa omo so omo kwa beji ahwese okay ehin na omo say ha ye boy ye homoden na ye nhemu kena ehin na omo boy ye chi na ye nhwe na ye nyensiesie enti ebetimi aye guide bi ama omo.
Yes, enti the same way the sitting president.
But what about Nkrofo omo can say yeah you know no ne rep say wa ha ye say oni ha woti ne ba bi no no o ya ade ni betun because oba ejuma no day grounds enti Ghana ha no things are different.
David we shouldn't make that assumption conclusion. And I make my example say we amount for more hanom into research and say research. For instance, what goes into research, for instance, Tama we say 2016 podcast science research debe na amount for anka and me can I'm a Ghana for in I was part of the research team. Now me collect data. Yaninam eka one we electoral areas be on my asanka the targets respondent near 100 thereby na 99.
Okay.
99 or what did we do? I have to go back. The research team said no, you have to go back for one person.
Yes,
to interview. Yes, So irrespective of, because in America there are always room for errors in research,
okay.
right? Inti thereby America say ebia otihanum the findings
and
it's, yes, and it is even,
but it's very interesting. So man can share about MPP as a party, but rather a buy no more say oh say na dollar beko inflation base we base, but as a party I don't man show both sides now.
And I'm say at least man the me who know the me who know say and say the NPP, I want to use this to at least acknowledge them for how they've been receptive.
Okay.
At least omo communicate aba I responded to what the issues are. And I can say the report the findings and the research outcome it is very helpful. Even the NPP also has a chance, because it is how many years now? 2022. They have that objective of what, breaking the 8 years genes. And omo maybe let's say 6 months to the elections and kadeni BC. So things can change. So it is not about the report. Is not about ruling out the NPP out of the elections. Okay. Also, almost slim. But the slim no crampo it could be
slim chance for NDC.
No, like they predicted say NDC has that chance of winning.
That chance.
Yes, but it's going to be slim. Okay. And that slim here, it could even be depending on what the NPP is going to do. Maybe that slim could either be maybe betimia aye west.
Aye slimmer.
And I say it is also possible that they can also break the 8 years genes. Looking at the circumstances about this year, because they also had their own issues, especially in 2020, immediately after NPP won again the second term. So Otia now man for started flag the next flag bearer. Man for say okay the camp Alan Chemanten camp say we Baumia anyway now man for bebreba no, this was distracting the president. Certain president Enyandru, it was too early for people to be talking about flag bearer issues. Well, until say almost so see we don't know. Baumia or the artist here the flag bearership at least obvious ones now in Alan Tremantin and I share Baumia. So the and also be a different whether Baumia could be the next. The answer say to say Ali Muhammad time because Baumia so say expectations from him was very high. And some people are even saying that the kind or Drew baby and I'm say where is Dr. Baumia anyway because politics the sanity and the Tita in say both NDC and NPP they have to look at what is happening and then the NPP should try and meet the reality. The chances are still there. We have 2024, 2 years ahead. But normally 2 years, I have a cast over 1 year because they drew 2024. Sometimes open some measures. Because or the Ghanaians will think like, oh, you think you can deceive us? I got few years to elections, and now you say because it's even and now you're just to scam us. Into saying now, but they have to look at the report too, and then it's good they have accepted the reality of what is happening, and that is how we should all make it in life. Sebapeno, let's maximize the benefits, and then see how we can move forward as a country.
Thank you, but unfortunately, Doc committee.
Mr.
Bawa committee, me try say obey doc. I'm say me who premise obey doc them. Our committee, enti I was say the ye report in come bono esi ha so that ye be share peasant farmers so na ya hwe mo so consensus enti ye bedo Joseph Bawa political science lecturer University of Ghana ase ewo enchechemu ene ntiase a waboaye amayenya ewo EIU reporter about on the 13th of April no yeda na series apena masel se twen ye na yenkomra na yemeka kuafo nso de no eno nso eyade a wo mo eka ho asempa ye basisia.
Now I wanna do